Alright, so let's get started. I'm really excited for today's look. I don't know how I feel about it yet. I think it's interesting. But I really wanted to do a makeup look inspired by the seats in buses because they always have so many funky designs. So if you want me to do more of these makeup look tutorials kind of thing, you can leave a comment down below. I would be happy to do more for you. I feel like it really makes my creativity sensors be, I don't know where I'm going with this. Where am I going with this? I just feel like it makes me more creative. I've been doing a lot of basic looks lately, so I really wanted to step out of the box and try something different. So if you want to look like a seat from a bus, you can just keep on watching. But okay, I need to stop rambling. I'm going to get started. So as per usual, I'm going to prime my lid using my MAC Pro Longueur concealer. So this is the concealer. I really love to prime with this because the texture is very, very fluid. So it's not going to stay very heavy and thick on the eyes. So we are going to start by doing the base eyeshadow. So I noticed in the design that you actually have a very almost black to blue base. So I kind of wanted just to add a little bit of color in the center of the lid, kind of doing a reverse halo eye. So I'm just going to apply a blue shade in the center of my lid. For that, I'm going to be using my Purcosmetics Masquerade palette, and I'm going to be using the shade called Showtime, which is a really pretty deep blue shiny eyeshadow. And I'm going to take that shade with a JH41 brush, which is a kind of fluffy compact brush. It's not super compact, so it does have a little bit of blending capabilities. So I'm going to start and tap this directly in the center of my eye. And as per usual, you're going to see a lot of fallout on my face. I never like to worry about fallout. I always start with my eye so that I can just clean everything up after. And after I have the pigmentation that I want, I'm going to go into my Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette. I actually am just using this palette just for this shade right here, the shade called Certified, which is just a kind of matte white beige kind of shade. And I'm going to use that shade just to blend and start blending those edges. And to blend the blue shade out, I'm going to do a lot of back and forth between the blue shade and the white shade. Next, I'm going to go into a JH40 brush, which is just a smaller blending brush, and I'm going to tap over these edges again to make everything very well blended. All right, and now I have the blend that I want. I'm going to take that blue shade with my finger, and I'm just going to tap this in the very center just to give back some pigmentation. Next, we are going to start working on our liner. So I'm going to start by doing the blue liner that I have right on top. Now, if you look at the design of the seat itself, there's a lot of swiggly line. There's a royal blue to a very light blue swiggly line, and there's also a red one to a yellow. I'm going to start by doing my blue liner, and for that I'm actually going to be using a gel liner. So this is the Illuminati gel paint in the shade Electric Blue. So I'm going to sharpen that, and I'm going to be taking the blue using a very small detailed brush. This is a Morphe M250-1. Very complicated word. I feel like I was talking in Morse code. And I'm just going to take that pencil using the brush, and I'm really going, oh God. What happened? These are really creamy, so maybe be careful. So I just smudged the tip of the pen on the back of my hand so that I can use it and I don't have to throw it away. So I'm just going to go into that on the back of my hand, and I'm really going to saturate the brush. So for that, you really just have to take your time. Knowing myself, I'm never going to be able to create exactly this on this eye. It's just not possible for me. I mean, every time I do liquid liners or editorial liners, they are never the same. I won't be able to do it, but I'll do my best. I can see that this is already too high. Oh, gosh darn it. All right, it's not too bad. It could have been worse. So now that I have the kind of shape that I want, I'm going to make the line a little bit thicker. All right, next I'm going to start working on the red to yellow liner. And for that, we are going to use today our electric cake liner from ABH. And I'm going to start with the electric pink. So I'm going to take the same Morphe detailed brush. I'm just going to clean that off really quickly. And I'm going to put a little bit of water on the brush and go directly into the pink. And when it's saturated, I'm just going to do a test swatch on the back of my hand. It looks pretty good, so I'm going to use that. And I'm just going to start and draw in the outer corner wing. All right, so as you can see, I have my outer corner wing. And again, I'm going to wash the brush, remove all the pink from this brush. And I'm going to jump into the yellow. I'm going to do the exact same thing. So I'm going to dip into some water. I'm going to pick up the yellow on my brush, and I'm going to do some swatches on the back of my hand just to make sure that the consistency of this liner is perfect. And I'm going to draw in the inner liner portion, and I'm going to connect it to the outer wing. Whew, this is stressful. I think I went a little bit too high there. I'm going to build the shade up, and I'm also going to go over the pink line just to start the gradient from pink to yellow. All right, so again, we are going to do some back and forth. I'm going to jump into the electric pink, and I'm going to try and blend the line so that we have a perfect gradient from yellow to pink. And as you can see, this side, it's a little bit more yellow, whereas this side, it's a little bit more like of a green yellow shade. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the pink, and I'm going to mix it with some of the yellow. And I'm going to go over the yellow part we have right now, just to make everything look a little bit more like yellow instead of a yellow lime green. So I'm just going to go over that to make this yellow a little bit more orangey. All right, and I just noticed I looked into the mirror and I noticed that this liner goes a little bit higher than this one. Whatever, I'm not going to think too much about it. So next, I'm just going to do this circle right here. I'm not going to do this one because I feel like it's a little bit too much. So I'm just going to do the upper one. And for that, I'm going to start by going into the pink shade. And I'm going to start by drawing the upper part of the circle. All right, so here we have the pink part. Now I'm going to go into the yellow mixed in with a little bit of the pink to have a kind of orange shade. And I'm going to draw in the lower half of the circle. All right, so I'm quite happy with this right now. Again, it's not really symmetrical, but what can you do? I'm not perfect. So next, as you can see, this liner right here, it's a little bit more red than pink. So what I did, I actually used some red lipstick. I'm using the Bite lipstick in the shade Cayenne. It's kind of a little sample size I got. And I'm going to use that lipstick to make this outer corner liner a little bit more red. I'm just going over that. And I'm also going to do the same thing on the circle, but in the pink half. All right, looking good. So next, to create the gradient in the blue liner, I'm going to use a white kohl liner, and I'm going to run the precise brush into this white kohl liner. And again, I'm going to saturate the brush, and I'm going to go over the inner portion of the blue liner to make it more into a light baby blue shade. And I'm going to do the same thing on the outer corner, but using a black liner, just to darken up the outer corner. All right, I'm pretty happy with that, so I'm just going to clean up my under eye area. And I think that this is pretty much it for the eye look. I'm going to jump into my complexion next. I'm just going to go over the complexion really quickly. Alright, so here we are. I finished up my complexion. I just need to put on a lip color, and I'm also going to add on some false lashes. But I just want to finish my lower lashes before doing my false lashes and my lip color. So I'm just going to take the exact same blue shade from the Pure palette, and I'm going to take that shade using a lavish eye shading brush, which is just a smaller blending brush. And I'm going to tap this on my under eye. And I'm going to follow like the eyeshadow we applied in the center. So I'm really just going to put this in the very center of my eye. For my lip shade, I want something very nude, very neutral, because this is a look, this is really intense. So I actually kind of, ooh, well, do I want to put like a bright red? Should I do a bright red? Maybe a bright, it might be too much. Neutral or bright? Tell me in the comments down below if you'd prefer to see a bright red or a neutral shade. I kind of feel like doing bright red. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. So I'm going to start by lining my lips. I'm going to use the Beauty Vault lip liner in the shade Natty Nat, which is a like red liner. So I'm just going to line with this. I really hate lining my lips, it's so hard. And I have really crooked lips too, so it's really difficult trying to get like the perfect shape. And for my red lipstick, I'm going to be using the Giorgio Armani. This is, oh my god, this is so small. So this is the Giorgio Armani lipstick in the shade 400, I think. It's really, really small. But I'm just going to put this on top. Ooh, this is bright. I'm not sure how I feel about this red lip. Do I love it or do I hate it? I'm going to leave it on for a couple of minutes while I apply my lashes. Just because I'm not too sure how I feel about this red lip with this crazy eye look. Alright everyone, so I'm done with this look. I still don't know how I feel about this lip color. Like it might be a little bit much with this eye look. So if you want to see me try and recreate more of like the crazy patterns on the seats of buses, you can let me know. But anyways, so this is it for today's look. I don't know how I feel about it yet. I feel like the red lip is a little bit too much. But again, this whole look is too much, so I feel like I should embrace the too much. So that's pretty much it for today's video. So if you enjoy the video and if you like the look, you can leave a like. You can also subscribe to my channel. I put up new videos 3 times a week, so subscribe so that you don't miss any of my content. And that's it. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.